Oh. Narayana. Around the time of Deepavali and Vijayadashami, we tend to see a lot of communities celebrating the Rasa Leela. And in the Rasa Leela, Bhagavan Krishna, he's playing his flute, and all of the gopis and all of the gopas, whatever they're doing, they leave what they're doing and they run to Bhagavan Krishna. And there's hundreds of gopis and gopas. There's not dozens, there's hundreds. And when they all arrive in the forest, each one of those gopis and gopas believes that Bhagavan Krishna is with them. No one feels like there's one Bhagavan Krishna and there's many of them. Each one feels like there's only them and Bhagavan Krishna. In the same way, when Bhagavan Rama enters into this sabha, into Raja Janaka's court area, like Goswamiji says, Vishwa Vilochana Chora. That Bhagavan Rama steals, Chora means thief, the eyes of everyone in this universe. So certainly everyone in the sabha, but not just the people in the court, he steals everyone's eyes. Now think how. We are studying how Brahman, God, is infinite. Now in front of you, is there Vivek or is there God? There is Vivek if you use your eyes, but there's God if you use vision. And the same with me. Not girls and boys and older people and younger people. If I say that, it's because I'm using my eyes. But with vision, there is only oneness. And just think, how would I treat you if I saw myself in you? Could I be sexist then? Could I be racist? Can I be a miser if I see yourself as me? It's not possible. We are studying this message of the infinite being all pervasive through a katha, through history. But this demands you be animisha. Nimisha means to blink. Animisha means someone who doesn't blink. In other words, someone who's focused. You know, I'm sure a concern of all of us, especially if you have seasonal allergies, is if you're driving and you happen to sneeze again and again and again, right? Sneezing is a very interesting experience. It's dangerous when you're driving, but it feels very good, doesn't it? You want to sneeze, then you sneeze, and it's kind of frustrating, but you want it to happen again. But isn't it that you have to focus? And if you focus, if you are animisha, someone who doesn't blink, then you will have darshana. You will have the vision of the divine. And so the responsibility rests with you. Don't point at me and say, yes, you. It rests with you. At this Dhanusha Yajna, thousands have gathered. Thousands of kings, thousands of princes, thousands of people connected with these kings and princes. They've all gathered at this Dhanusha Yajna, and they've all gathered for Sita. Now, some people have gathered to come and enjoy Sita. She's very beautiful. She's very rich. She's very powerful. So if we associate with Mother Sita, if she becomes my wife, then I get all of the pleasure and possessions and position that's available. Many have gathered for that reason, but many have gathered not to enjoy Sita, but to serve Sita. If they get associated with Mother Sita, then that beauty, more people will look at them. With possessions, you can do more. With position, you can help more. So the same Mother Sita, but how people are looking at her. And what Swami Tejomayananda says here, ours is our relationship with earth. Some people believe earth is here for us to enjoy. Animals are alive for us to enjoy. But some people believe the earth is here for us to serve. Animals are there for us to help. Same earth, but how are we looking at earth? And when these thousands of kings and princes try to lift Bhagavan Shiva's bow, they can't move it even a nanometer. I don't even know what that is, but it sounds like it's a small amount. And then Raja Janaka, he's so upset. And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you the history of the Dhanusha Yagna shortly. He says, is there no hero here? He even goes to say, is there no man here? He's come down to that level to really, poke at people. And who wants none of this? Sri Lakshmana. Sri Lakshmana, his eyes are twitching. When you're really angry at someone, your eyes bulge out and his eyebrows are twitching? That's Sri Lakshmana. And he's angry at what's being shared. So he gets up and starts to, offer rebuttal to Raja Janaka, saying, how dare you use such words when someone in the Raghuvamsha is in this assembly? Now, if we think of Sri Lakshmana's anger, many of us think, he was very temperamental, and if he got angry, then it's okay if I get angry, and so on and so forth. You see, Sri Lakshmana's anger was directed. He controlled his anger. He was not controlled by his anger, because as soon as Sri Rama looked at him, he sat down. Can you do that? When you're very angry, you look in the mirror and then say, okay, done. And sit down. We look in the mirror and say, I look like that, and we get more angry then. So it was controlled, it was directed, and Sri Lakshmana's anger was always to glorify Bhagavan. He never cared if he got insulted. He cared if Bhagavan got insulted. We get angry selfishly. If someone insults us, we take it so personally that we become angry. Even with those people we're supposed to love. Isn't it? Our family, our friends, our Balavar teachers, our Balavar coordinators. That shows how selfish we are. That these are people who are giving to us, and we still want more and more and more. It's about us. Sri Lakshmana's anger was not like that. So please, don't associate Sri Lakshmana and anger. We haven't thought about it enough. So now, Rishi Vishwamitra has said, Rama, stand up and break Shiva's bow. This is where we left in last week's episode, Upanishad. Last week's episode, we continue. I am on the 261st section of Chopais. I'm reading verse 3, line 1. It's 261, 3, 1 on page 179. Gura hi pranamu mana hi mana kina ati laghava uthai dhanu leena. After Rishi Vishwamitra tells Bhagavan Rama to stand and break this bow, in his heart, he prostrates to Rishi Vishwamitra. And then he walks over to this bow calmly, like it's not a big deal at all. I know a family where I think he's 8 years old, and he's a Canadian, and he's infatuated with the New England Patriots. So during halftime of the Super Bowl, he was in his puja room praying for the New England Patriots, yes. And then when they won, he went into Savikalpa Samadhi. He was dancing, like moving all of his head and his limbs and all of that. His parents, they thought he was having a seizure. And they videotaped this. He was completely oblivious to them, to this videotaping. He wasn't calm at all. Over the New England Patriots, Bhagwan Rama and this bow just calmly walks over. And when he gets to the bow, he remembers the prayers of all of the people. All of the people are praying that their punya, their merits make Bhagwan Rama stronger. What an amazing prayer, that they're not asking for them to be stronger, they're asking for Bhagwan Rama to become stronger. He's remembering Mother Sita's prayer. Her prayer is to the bow to become lighter. She's praying to that bow that, hey, this is, a 16-year-old boy, please become lighter. And then he calmly walks over there, and in one motion, he lifts it, strings it, and breaks it. In one motion. Nobody knew what happened. It was as if lightning and thunder happened at the same time. For us, lightning comes and then thunder. In this case, it was so fast, it was like lightning, but then there was thunder with the crack of this bow. And this bow, and it cracked. All of the dimensions above and all of the dimensions below, they started vibrating with the sound of this bow breaking. But all of that was drowned out by Shri Rama Ki Jai. And again, the Devatas and the humans and even the Rakshasas, everyone kept on saying, Jai Jaikar, Jai Jaikar. So nobody even knew that this bow had broken. And all of those kings and princes that were in that assembly, they were drowned in sorrow. Even after having tried to lift this bow, they thought it's better that nobody lifts this bow. But now it's been lifted and strung and cracked. And these kings, these ignoble kings, they said, he doesn't deserve this Sita. We should kidnap her and go. And all of the noble kings and princes in that assembly said, where did this pride come from? When you tried to lift it, you couldn't do it. And now someone did it and you're trying to steal what is deserved to this Rama. So now the wedding is about to happen. But what does this mean for all of us? What is the adhyatma? What is the subjective meaning to all of this? I'll read you a very famous line from Ramayana. Jehi ke jehi para satya sanehu so tehi mile na kachu sandehu. Which means, if anyone really loves another person, if anyone sincerely has a sankalpa for a certain change in the world, that will happen. If your love, if your sankalpa is real, satya is a word used here, if it's pure, this will happen. All of the people prayed for Bhagwan Rama to get stronger. Did he get stronger? Symbolically, yes. Mother Sita prayed for that bow to become lighter. Did it happen? Symbolically, yes. Now, if we think in our own lives, is there anyone that we love that much that we would identify with them more than us? Is there any change we want to have happen in the world where our sankalpa is so akhanda, not broken? And if yes, I'm sure that change happened. And it's easy for us to learn how to love and have such sankalpa when we are keeping the Guru in sight and in mind. What does Maya mean? It means illusion. What else does Maya mean? That which makes the impossible possible. Our nature is joy, but here all of us are sitting like this. Stressed out, suffering. When your nature is independent joy. So the impossible has become possible. You know what the Guru is? The Guru is Maya to Maya. The Guru is Maya to Maya. We feel like it's impossible to make Maya free of us, but the Guru can do that. And that's what Bhagavan Rama shows. He keeps Rishi Vishwamitra in front of his eyes and in his heart. And so lifting that bow is like lightning and thunder. How fast does the speed of light move? The speed of sound. Possible. And all of these ignoble kings, when that bow is lifted, you know what they're expressing? Asuya. Asuya is when someone has a strength, what do you focus on? Their weakness. Isn't that what these kings are doing? Suppose a parent has dedicated their lives to their child. And Asuya parent will say, you have nothing better to do than look after your kids. Why don't you work outside of the house? Isn't that Asuya? But you see, these noble kings are anasuya. In other people's strengths, what do they find? Strength. They identify their strengths and they try to bring it into their own lives. These noble kings are saying, Bhagavan Rama deserves Mother Sita. They came there for Mother Sita too, but they're saying they don't deserve that. Rama does. What a wonderful virtue to have anasuya. So now this bow has been cracked, and this vibration, I said, is going to the dimensions above and dimensions below, which means who else heard this bow crack? Parusharama. So now Parusharama, a new character, has been introduced into our Ramayana. When I say Parusharama, what do you think of? Angry, right? What else? Angry, axe, avatara. We think about all of this. Really, this is what happens in this dialogue. I'm on the 268th section of Chopais. I'm going to read line 1. I'm going to read verse 1, line 2. Verse 1, line 2. On page 183. So that's 268. 1, 2. Tehi avasara suni siva danu bhanga ayu brigukula kamala patanga. When that bow was broken and it vibrated, immediately Parusharama comes. And Parusharama is known for his anger. He is known for his acts. And only we know him as an avatar. Nobody else does. So as spectators, we want Parusharama to come. But in the actual experience, it's very different. So what happens before he comes? After Bhagavan Rama had broken this bow, Raja Janaka felt like his heart came back together. He felt like his heart was broken, that nobody had lifted this bow. He felt like it was put back together. And immediately, he calls his Kula Guru. And that Kula Guru indicates to Mother Sita that she should come and offer the Jayamala. Now, Mother Sita is feeling so overwhelmed that she doesn't even know what's happening. So her friends bring her. This is where all this tradition comes from. So they escort Mother Sita and they're all dancing and they're singing because they know how happy she is. And she's there with the Jaymala, but she's just so overwhelmed that she can't lift it. It's like that garland is too heavy for her. So her friends take her hands and they put that mala on Bhagwan Rama. Isn't that our tradition too? You know, where the boy kind of keeps standing up so that the girl can put it on from here. And then everyone again says, Syavar Ramachandra ki Jai. The mother and father of the universe just got married and you're all saying Jai. Syavar Ramachandra ki Jai. If they didn't get married, we wouldn't be here. So then after she puts on that mala, then she also has to touch his feet. But again, she's so overwhelmed because she's thinking about the last time something associated with Bhagwan Rama's feet, you know, the dust of Bhagwan Rama's feet, turned a stone into a woman. She thought she's already a woman, that she may become a stone. She's thinking of Ahalya. So she doesn't touch his feet. She's just too overwhelmed. But in her heart, she prostrates to Bhagwan Rama. And in his heart, he lifts her up. That's all stated in Ramayana. You know, someone had asked me recently about what is the role of physicality in a relationship between a husband and spouse. And I had mentioned, I said, it's fine for various reasons, but you should grow up past physicality to emotions, from emotions to ideas. That's how you should connect with your partner, with your spouse. Here too, that's shown. And then, you know, once this Jaymala is exchanged, then that's almost like a court marriage. So now they're married, but there's still lots of vivaha that has to happen. But in people's hearts, that marriage has happened. And everyone is overwhelmed. They're so overwhelmed with gratitude that they start giving away everything. They start offering arti, they start offering flowers, they start offering their own jewelry, they start offering the possessions in their home because they feel so gratified that there's just dana in every direction. And at that time, Parashurama, he feels something is wrong in this multiverse, and he comes. And when he walks into that sabha, what do all the kings do? They hide underneath their chairs. Everyone starts hiding from Parashurama. And Parashurama stays there and he looks at all of them underneath their chairs. You know, like if your kid is hiding and then you see them, then they calmly come out and they all prostrate and Parashurama. Because they know they can't escape him. And when they prostrate to Parashurama, all of those ignoble kings feel our prayers have been answered because they want Bhagwan Rama not to have Mother Sita. So they feel this person has broken that bow, Parashurama is going to destroy them. And all of the noble kings and princes and family and Mother Sita, they feel like their prayers have been unanswered. Now Parashurama is here. What's going to happen? So now we'll make this more adhyatmic, okay? From Katha to Vedanta. Remember I said that she couldn't offer that flower garland. That flower garland symbolizes a ritual. A ritual is finite, yes? And whom you're worshipping is infinite. A ritual can never physically capture that icon, which is why the karma has to be internalized in yourself. If you're doing karma without that being internalized, then there's no marriage that's actually happening. You're not integrating with yourself. So that's what's shown there, that we need to realize that this is just a karma, but inside it has to be deep. Also, when all of these people are being generous, this dana is going on, you see how they're happy for Bhagwan Rama and Mother Sita. They're not thinking about themselves. They're thinking about being happy for. Our happiness is always happiness for me. Theirs was a happiness for them. And when you're identified with other people's happiness, you become more independent. That's why you become more generous. So if we're really happy for someone, we will want to give to them rather than bring it back to us. That's a gauge of whether we're really identified with someone. We're happy for them. And that's becoming more and more rare. And it's not so new. At the end of Vishnu Sahasranama, what is there? Palashruti. I gave you all of these names by chanting them. Now, this is what I want. Hanuman Chalisa, same thing. At the end of Hanuman Chalisa, Jo Shatabar Pata Karakoi Chuti Bandi Mahasakoi. I only chanted this 100 times to become happy. See, if you want happiness, then Bhagavan is happy. But if you want anything but happiness, it's a transaction. And now I'll tell you the history of this Dhanusha. The original owner of Bhagavan Shiva's Dhanusha was Parashurama. Parashurama's guru is Bhagavan Shiva. And Bhagavan Shiva gave Parashurama this bow. And one day, Parashurama happened to be traveling because he traveled all over the world. Even Pittsburgh he came to. Parashurama came here. Sugriva, he's run around the world too. He's also been here. And everywhere, not just Pittsburgh. But they've also been to Pittsburgh. He had come to see Raja Janaka. And, carrying this bow, it's like carrying a backpack or a briefcase or a purse, right? You want to put it down. So Raja Janaka says, put your bow over there. And Raja Janaka and Parashurama, they're doing gupshup. They're having tea and parleji and just hanging out. And then after some time, Parashurama says, I have to keep moving. And he goes to where his bow was, but his bow's not there anymore. So he's surprised because this is Bhagavan Shiva's bow. It's so heavy. So he's looking around. Raja Janaka's looking around. And who do they see playing with that bow? Mother Sita. Mother Sita's a baby. And she's playing with this bow, pulling it here and throwing it over there and sleeping on it and pretending to use it. See, if you're looking at this intellectually, you're all saying, how can a baby carry that bow? That string will hurt her and all of it. You have to visualize this. You have to feel this. And when Parashurama saw this, he realized that this is not a baby. This has to be Shakti. This baby has to be the embodiment of power. Shakti. So he told Raja Janaka, this is not an ordinary child. And Raja Janaka already knew this, but it was a conversation that was happening. And he told Raja Janaka that this is Shakti, this is the source of Prakriti, and she can only get married to Purusha. She can only get married to her half. So he told Raja Janaka, you have to organize a Swayamvara where anyone who can lift, string, and crack this bow, that only Ishvara can do. So you should organize this Swayamvara. He told back in the day. And now that's happened. And what does Parashurama feel? He's like, why did this happen? He's forgotten that he gave these instructions. And that's why so many people were telling Raja Janaka, you should back out of this. He couldn't. He didn't want this special girl to get married to anyone ordinary. She had to get married to Ishvara. As parents, we should want that kind of spouse for our children also. So that's some of the history behind all of this. And I'll very briefly share what will happen. Okay, I'm not going to read the next chaupai, but I'll just give you some hint of what's going to happen, okay? So now when Parashurama comes there, he's angrily looking at all the kings and princes and says, who broke this bow? And nobody answers. Whoever broke this bow, if you don't come forward, I will destroy all of you. And he says, you know my history. I've destroyed all of the kings on this earth numerous times. So Sri Lakshmana stands up and tells Parashurama, hey, why are you so angry? When I was a kid, I broke so many bows. You never got angry then? This is some old bow. Lord Rama happened to look at it and it broke. It's not his fault that this broke. He's saying sarcastically, why are you getting so angry at this? And then Parashurama, his eyebrows start twitching more. Sri Lakshmana's was a little bit, his twitched a lot. And saying, hey boy, do you know my history? Do you know what I've done to my own family? Because he was so obedient to his father that he hurt his own family, but his family came back. Okay? The obedience was highlighted. So he says to Sri Lakshmana, that, do you have any idea who I am? So Sri Lakshmana says, well, I don't think anyone in this world knows you more than you, because you keep talking about yourself. You keep glorifying what a great warrior you are and how much you've done. So I don't know who you are. You please keep telling me about your greatness. So now he's even more angry, and this dialogue keeps going back and forth. And at one point, Parashurama tells Rishi Vishwamitra, you better tell this boy to close his mouth, or my axe will come to life. And what Rishi Vishwamitra says to Parashurama, he says, you know this boy that is Sri Lakshmana, he doesn't know what he's talking about. Why are you getting so angry at this boy? He says, it seems like you only see green. And this is a beautiful simile. During the month of Shravana, what month is that in Bharat? Around August. In other words, the rainy season is about to end. And so everything is green. It's shared that if someone goes blind, this is a simile, if someone goes blind during Shravana, then they think, when they go blind, they think everything is green, correct? So he's telling Rishi Vishwamitra that it seems like you see everything as green. Because Parashurama thinks that Sri Lakshmana is an ordinary boy. He thinks that Lord Rama is just like all the other kings that he's destroyed in the past. So now Rishi Vishwamitra is being sarcastic also. This teasing is happening. You should do a play on this. All the adult study groups, not the kids. You're waiting for me to say Balavyar students. All of the adults, you should reenact the breaking of this bow. That would be awesome. So now, this Parashurama is even more incensed by all of this. And he keeps talking about how I'm going to pay my debt to my guru by destroying you. So Sri Lakshmana says, you call your guru here, I'll pay that debt myself. His guru is Lord Shiva. He's telling Parashurama, you call Bhagwan Shiva here, I'll pay that debt myself. So now he gets up and he's about to kill Sri Lakshmana when Bhagwan Rama stands up and begins to speak. And he tells this Parashurama that this boy, Sri Lakshmana, he still has milk on his lips. Like he's that young of a boy. And Parashurama says, Rama, you're mistaken. He's fair on the outside, but black on the inside. It is not milk on his lips, it's poison. He may look golden outside, but it's poison that he is taken in and that he's spewing out. And Bhagwan Rama, he keeps accepting what Parashurama shares. And then finally he tells Parashurama, and there's more dialogue that we'll elaborate on next week, but he finally just puts his hand and says, give me my bow. And Parashurama says, how dare you say this is my bow? And as soon as Bhagwan Rama did it again, that bow transferred from Parashurama to Bhagwan Rama's hand. And how this happened and what happens from there, including not the court marriage, but the Vedic marriage of Mother Sita, will continue next week. Narayana.